here, wrapping it up for the evening. Thank you all for joining. I am Jamie with Curly Girl Coach, and we just blowing our client out here. We'll go through all the products that we're using. We've already colored her, and now we're gonna blow her out and give her a nice bob. So we'll start with Mazzani Miracle 25 leave-in conditioner and give it a good spray. So excited that her curls are still intact after the color process. And if you have been live with me before, you already know I pretty much section off the same way with a part down the middle. And I like to section it 2 sections in the front and 4 to 6 in the back, just depending on the density. In this case, we will do 6 sections, 2 in the front, 4 in the back, and we just part from ear to ear down the middle of the back, and then we'll go ahead and detangle. Today we'll use a wide tooth comb and just start with the ends, but just check out how easily that detangle is going. We already did a deep conditioning treatment, and her hair is smelling good, feeling good. And I like to do Bantu knots after, because Bantu knots really allow those sections that are detangled to stay detangled and not get too dry. If the ends don't allow it to stay in place, I just put a clip there, which is fine. You always do want to detangle from ends to roots. So her hair is really already pretty detangled because, you know, we got a good deep conditioning treatment. So it's nice and moisturized, and there are really no tangles to get through, which is wonderful. Because you see how quickly we're just going through each section. If it were more tangled, I would spend some more time and work my way from the ends to the roots, but yeah, we are going to blow her hair out, blow dry, flat iron, and cut into a little bob. Hi, thanks for tuning in. Uh-oh. So let's go to the side. And we'll go ahead and do the same over here. I'll probably need a comb on this side. Hi, thanks so much for tuning in. We got this late night last client, so we can finish it up and take it on to the house. Again, go ahead and detangle from ends to roots. We've got some darker ends, but those are gonna get cut off in her bob for sure. I usually would do some type of pre-cut, but in this case, she came with her hair in its natural state, so it would have been difficult to do that in a thoughtful way. So we just started coloring. And we just detangle. And you notice I am located in Greensboro, North Carolina, in the US, and the style that we are going to do is we're going to blow her out, straighten her hair into a nice, we're going to straighten it and then we're going to cut it into a bob. But this, now we're really just detangling her hair and putting it into Bantu knots. And we're just doing that so that each section that we detangle can stay detangled, stay moisturized, and get ready for blow dry. So this is kind of like, oh, cool, you're from Burlington. Okay, you're up the street. So this is kind of like the in-between style. So usually after I shampoo, no matter if I'm doing something natural or straight, I go into Bantu knots because the Bantu knots are just a great way to transition to the next thing. And now that the Bantu knots are done, we're gonna go ahead and blow dry her using the tension method. And so to take and loose the Bantu knot, you're just gonna twist it like a doorknob, right? So my favorite is my Denman paddle brush. Oh, you're in South Carolina. Yeah, I'm in North Carolina. We're definitely closing the salon tonight. Pull that hair after you know it's detangled. And quick and easy, first section blow dried. Yes, it absolutely is healthy. Curls still popping. And I like using this tension blow dry method because it just makes it so much easier to blow dry natural hair. So we make sure it's detangled, pull it taut, not too hard, and blow dry. Thank you so much. Why do I keep going over the same section? It's very simple. Because when you are blow drying natural hair, it's not enough, or curly hair, it's not enough for it to be dry. When you see it still frizzy, you have to keep blow drying it until it's silky straight. That is one of the main reasons, or one of the main ways that you're able to make the flat iron process so much easier, is because you concentrate on being sure the hair is detangled and not just dry and smooth, right? So if I just blow dry it until it's dry, the hair is gonna go through a process where it's dry and then it looks frizzy. But then if you keep blow drying, you'll be able to get those roots as straight as possible, and ultimately the hair. So you notice the curly part of her hair, or the hair that hasn't been blow dried yet, the elasticity is still there, and natural hair can stretch about 30%. So you want to make sure that when you're going through the blow dry process, that you are adequately blow drying, so that when it's time to flat iron the hair, that you're not having to go over the hair excessively with heat. So I hope that answers your question. Of course, this bottom section is not as dense as this top section is. So typically it's going to require a little bit more blow dry time to get it to mimic the other sections. get these last two sections, our front two sections. Same technique, brush it out. Of course, the brush out is not going to take long because we've already detangled. Okay, let's get this last section. Same thing. Brush it out and blow dry. righty. So now that we have her blown dry, we're gonna go in with our heat protectant serum. And this is Design Essentials Agave Lavender Weightless Serum. It smells divine, I must admit. One of my favorite heat protectants. Smells so good and weightless. It definitely is. It's still gonna leave her hair with so much body, and it's buildable too. So I like it. I always kind of start with the underneath of the hair when I'm adding serums, just in case we add too much. You'd rather the bottom to be too heavy than the top. So then I part the hair off very similarly to when I detangle, but this time I'll just go off of her part, and her part's gonna be on this side, and we'll clip those two sides from ear to ear. And I just kind of like to break the hair down into sections to make it easier to go through each section. So I part off this way for a lot of things. So we make sure that we go all the way through. Now we go and part through from ear to ear. Since we are going into a bob today, we weren't super concerned about her ends being a little darker, because we're gonna cut those. But for everyone that's just tuning in, thanks so much. Please don't forget to like this video. You can subscribe at Curly Girl Coach on all platforms. And then even if you're looking for any of the products that I've used on her today, you can find them at www.curlygirlcoach.com. So we're gonna turn these hot tools on and let them heat up. Oh, my flat iron is not plugged up. And I'm gonna tell y'all about my favorite flat iron ever. I tell people all the time, they should give me a commission, but they don't. I just love it, so I tell everybody about it. But on her edges, I use a wax stick, okay? And the wax stick is just gonna help to smooth out the edges and keep them from frizzing up as much. It's really basically curling wax, old school curling wax, but they put it in a stick form to make it easier. So you put that all over the edges, and I use my 1/2-inch flat iron, and I'll go through and kind of pinch those edges and glide through. All the way through. Pinch and glide. And I pinch them just so they're a little bit further away from the scalp, so you have less of a chance to burning yourself or someone else. Pinch and glide. So then we are going to, I also like to use the Influence S3 spray. You're gonna see me spray that on the hair. And it just gives some extra shine, UV protection, prevents flyaways. But this is my favorite flat iron. It's the Paul Mitchell Neuro. It has beveled ends, makes it so much easier to curl. 30-second heat up time, my absolute favorite. It goes all the way to 350 degrees if you need that. Most people do not, but it is available. But we're gonna just go through and part her hair in about 1/2-inch sections and chase each piece with a carbon comb. Now, I do chase each piece with a carbon comb because it just allows the hair to be a little bit straighter, as well as to pull any tangles that are still in the hair. This particular client, she actually recently combed out her locks. So she's not really used to, her hair's not used to being straight. So we want to give her a slightly harder wood just so it stays straight, which is another reason why I'm adding that S3 spray each time, because it's giving her a little bit more protection. It's giving her a little bit longer lasting style. But you'll see as I go through that it's still going to be pretty movable, not weighed down, and that's what you want. If you see any steam, of course, that's just the heat coming off the product that I just sprayed. But yeah, I don't know if I said the carbon comb is essential. So if you don't have one in your toolkit at home, I would have one to use for hot tools because they are heat resistant. I think I got mine from the local beauty supply store in my area. So the other combs, I do have other rat tail combs, but if you try to use them with heat, they will kindly melt. Then you'll have teeth going everywhere. But yeah, so yeah, she was in locks for, how long did you have locks?
3 years.
3 years. And she combed them out and was ready for a change. So this is definitely a change. And I'm excited about the look, because it's a look.
I hope it's a look.
Yes, it is a look. It's so funny. This is actually the client that I have. We have the same hair, and which her hair mimics mine the closest. So if I can pretty much see what my hair is gonna do, I can look at hers. But yeah, out of all of my clients, her hair definitely mimics mine the most. But her hair did so good coming out the locks. But we want her bob to be sharp and give what we need it to give. Yeah, don't forget to share this video with your friends, your family, your enemies, whomever you know. If you feel like the steps to safely blowing out your hair without damage could be beneficial to someone you know, please send it over to them, especially those with curly hair. I think finding a curly hair routine that is beneficial to you can be very difficult, right? Like, I think you see so many people online talking about, you know, their hair type, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever, and this is what you should use. But I think there's so much more to how to care for your natural hair other than your hair type. You know, you definitely have to look at other things like porosity, density, you know, texture, all of those things to give you a better idea, you know, your protein moisture balance, to give you a better idea of how you should care for your hair. So if you or someone you know is looking for more information on finding your natural hair care routine, I do have a link in my bio for my book, The Curl Code. And it has some really great information there. But that's my PSA. Let's keep on going. And you see I'm kind of quickly going through because I will put some more heat on her hair after I cut it. So we don't want to spend too much time on pressing it out. But I like cutting bobs on straight hair because, especially if the person likes to wear their hair straight, right? Like, so if you wear your hair curly all the time, by all means, get it cut curly. But you just have to know, if you do, when you straighten it, if you straighten it, it's not going to be even, because curls have different, elasticities. One might be curlier, coilier than another piece. So you can stretch it out, but you're going to get the best and the most accurate cut if you just go ahead and at least blow dry the hair. But for something like a precise or sharp cut like a bob, you just go ahead and blow that hair out. Especially if the person's hair is dense like hers. Where y'all tuning in from tonight? We're in North Carolina and it's late. So y'all just up late or y'all in other places? Because I'm talking to y'all so we can stay up. I was going live quite often. I haven't been live in a while. I gotta get back to it. So this is my first live this year. So Happy New Year, y'all. Okay, let's get this side. And just like we did on the nape of the hair, we're gonna go through on the edges, and I put some wax here, but I'll put a little bit more. And remember, pinch those edges and glide through. Pinch and glide. This is just gonna keep the hair a little bit further away from the skin and hopefully keep you from here to the side, burning yourself or your client if you do other people's hair. Okay. So same, we're gonna go through in about 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch partings. Give it a little spray of the S3 spray. Of course, comb through it, because if you flat iron the hair and it has tangles in it, you're just going to reinforce the texture. But so you definitely want to make sure that you're combing the hair before you pull the flat iron through, and then even go back through with the comb. If you notice, I'm going through twice at her roots, because typically when you have curly hair, it can be a little bit more coarse at the root. Good job. I think that's my first comb dropping today. It's okay. Got another one on deck. And we just spray that section. Tap those roots twice. And chase all the way down to the end. It definitely, once you have your rhythm going and section off the hair in a way that makes sense for you, it doesn't take long at all to detangle and straighten your hair. And we're almost finished the flat iron process, and we've been in for 41 minutes, so you know, that's not too bad. We should be done with the flat iron at least in under an hour. I'm competitive. I like to race myself sometimes to see if I can do it, especially when it's late. Tap those roots and go through to the end. So some tips to keep your hair straight. You do have curly hair. Of course, at night, you want to wear your satin bonnet or sleep on your satin pillowcase. Now, the satin pillowcase, a lot of people talk about in terms of it protects your style. I don't think it really protects your style, but it definitely does keep the hair from getting frizzy, or breaking from extra friction from your, pillowcase, being cotton or whatever other material. So that is helpful. But to really, my biggest thing is less maintenance in the morning. I have a busy lifestyle, so the more you do at night to protect your hair, the easier and the less work you have in the morning. So, wrapping your hair, pin curling it, using a scarf, those kind of things. You said, you're not doing any of that.
No, I'll wrap it. But I was thinking because of this color.
What you thinking?
I like it.
I do too. It's pretty.
It is.
It's pretty.
It is. I just keep getting glimpses of myself. I forget that we went.
Yes.
That we went this way.
We did.
We sure did.
You were saying, like, girl, you know I'm not wrapping this hair tonight.
I'm definitely wrapping this hair tonight. I wrap my hair every night.
I must admit, I'm terrible at it. Which is why I started doing those 5-minute styles on my Instagram page, because I was legit having to do 5-minute styles to get out the door. Yeah.
I be looking, I said, look at JB. This is crochet. I could use a crochet needle if I tried.
I'm telling you, it's not bad though. It's not bad at all. Just quick. I feel like everybody has to have a quick little styles in your arsenal just to You wake up late, you have somewhere to be, so you don't look like nobody
Shut
loves you.
down.
Right, that.
Yes.
So I'm like, I do hair for a living. I can't be out here in these streets looking ridiculous.
Yeah. They be cute though.
Oh, thank you.
They be real cute.
Thank you. I was excited, and my little page just hit 10K. So.
You like it, I love it.
I guess they are loving my 5-minute styles. But I hope I don't get tricked. But my first client in the morning canceled. So I can sleep in. I hope nobody goes on the website, right, and books.
See, I work in the doctor's office, and we do that. We be like, ooh, block that off real quick.
You know what? I probably do need to block that first appointment off.
Go ahead.
Because.
Go ahead and block that off.
I was like, listen, that first client canceled. I don't even know who it was, but what I do know is I can sleep in tomorrow.
That was one of them. Today was one of them block them off days.
Yeah, after I get the girls ready and they go to school, then I'll be able to sit down for a little bit.
It's the sit down for me.
Mr. is going out of town. So, I'm gonna need to sit down. Oh, you're watching from Saudi Arabia. Oh, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. So, here we are. So pretty. We have detangled, blow dried, and flat ironed her hair. You remember I was talking to you about that S3 spray and how it still leaves the hair super light. So we love that. So now let's cut. Let's cut this hair.
Let's cut it.
Yes. How short do you want this bob?
Oh, I mean, I want it shorter than this, but
we can, right? Shoulder? A little bit shorter.
Shoulder's good.
Okay.
Shoulder.
Okay.
Because I was looking at the original and I said,
oh, thank you so much. They said I love it so much. Me too. It's so pretty. So the original was to your shoulders.
Oh, okay.
The original was to your shoulders. But this is probably going to be kissing your shoulders. Are you good with that?
I'm fine.
Okay, cool. Let's take this out. Again, I told y'all I part everything off the same way. Like, they say, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? I need to use as small a sections as I can just to make sure that I'm going through and working my way appropriately. And then, of course, from ear to ear. Now, my other parts weren't exactly straight because this is more of a precision situation. Let's move this to the side. Maybe I'll be able to see better. We do want these parts kind of straight. Out here down. Perfect. Not so far. A little bit up. Perfect. So the same, we're going to use 1/2 inch sections. And then wherever my shears are, and we're just going to go through if I'm a little quiet while I'm cutting her hair. But of course, make these parts straightish, right? And then when we cut the next section, you want the section to be small enough that it's see-through so that you can see the section below it and match it up. And that's really the thing that gets you the straightest hair that you can't have. Well, the straightest cut, rather. And then I'm gonna have her put her head down in a little bit and bring it to her head. And that just gets rid of any little flyaways or any little straggler pieces. And you notice each section that I do is thin enough and you can see that hair that I've already cut. That's the thing, which is why when I pull the hair straight, I'm able to make sure the tension is even. That's the thing that makes it difficult to do when you're cutting curly hair.
From the World Health Organization.
And we're just saying goodbye to all that hair. If she would have come in with her hair straight, I definitely would have done a pre-cut. But we're here now. We're here now. I think she's gonna enjoy this cut and color. And when I was talking about pressing it against her head, you see those straggling pieces, but we'll get those in just a second. Is your hair straight now? No. You have to have a lopsided bob. I remember I was in beauty school, and I guess this is why you go to beauty school, train, and figure things out. But I was in beauty school, and it was this older lady, and I used to do her relaxers. She used to get a relaxer and a cut and a roller set. But she would always a roller set. This is in beauty school, right? So that was what, 15 years ago, however long it was. So she would fall asleep while I was cutting her hair. And she would fall asleep while she was, hi, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. But she would fall asleep while everybody was doing her hair. But it was my first time doing it. And, she was knocked out and I was doing her hair. And I cut that hair. And then she woke up and her haircut was like a diagonal. And of course, she never knew it. She only wore a roller set. But I had to get one of the instructors to come and fix it. And she slept through all of it.
Oh my gosh.
But after that, it let me know this is why we tell people to put their hair down. This is why we make sure that your head is straight. Because if your body's not straight, if your head is not straight, your haircut will not be straight. Yeah. Yeah. Another reason we tell people don't cross your legs. Cross your legs, your body's off center. Yeah. So you just have to do all the things to make sure we can provide the best service, the best cut. This makes me want to cut my hair. Well, I mean, I'm growing it back, so, but it does make me want to cut my hair.
Well, live it through me.
I will live it through you.
Live it through me.
You know, I shaved my hair off not too long ago. Yeah, I did have sister locks. And I tried to comb them out, but let me tell you, I'm so tender-headed. It was too much. It was just too much. I could not comb. I combed those things out, and I had a headache every day while I was cutting them out. And, well, I was combing them out. Then one day I was just like, you know what? Enough is enough. And I just took the scissors to my hair. Yeah, I just took the scissors to it. I'm going to tell you the truth. I like these darker ends.
I was looking at it when you was blow drying, and I honestly, I was like,
to tell you the truth. I do. Yeah, it gives a nice blend. Yeah. It's pretty. We can go lighter, but it's pretty.
I see what it looks like in the sun.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And when we cut these sides, I like to just let the hair drop down. Let's move that out the way some. But drop down and just cut it to mimic the sides and back. And then I'll get her to turn her head to the side and all that good stuff. So I can make sure it's matching up as much as possible. Don't forget to hit that like button, y'all. So let's get this side, and then we're gonna put some light layers. I'm gonna give her some light layers in this, but just light. Not just straight up layers, but some very light layers.
My shoulder down.
Please, thank you. So before I cut any more, we're gonna check her haircut. Cause, you know, we don't want these sides to be two different lengths, right? Like, you don't want to finish it all, and then it's not doing what it's supposed to do. So we're gonna turn her to the front for just a second. And I can already tell this side is longer, but we'll fix it. Keep your hair straight. Keep your hair straight up. There you go. So what I'm doing is not looking at the hair and just from the same points, running my finger down to the side to make sure it's the same thing. All right, we're gonna continue. Continue. Let's finish this haircut off. What you want these bangs to do? Just a little side bang?
Oh.
A little swoosh. Okay. Got it. We can do that.
That's what they usually do.
Mm-hmm. Remember, I'm at curlygirlcoach.com. So you can like, subscribe, or if you're looking for more content, go to curlygirlcoach.com. I also have other lives here on YouTube. But it's really all about, my page anyway, all about natural hair, curly hair. Whether we're doing color, extensions, straightening systems, all on naturally curly hair or natural hair. Okay. Head down with me. Okay. So we're just gonna press down, and you see, I see some little pieces, and we just wanna cut those to make sure she has the sharpest bob. Hand to the side, this way. I'm gonna do the same on the sides. Okay, other way. Okay, you put your head straight. Yeah. Let's get another cape. That cape's a little bit damp. Yeah, same. Me too. Me
Oh,
too.
Jesus.
I know. I'm at the time.
Yes.
I know. I know.
Oh.
So we're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there.
It's like sitting down and getting braids, honey.
Oh.
Back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Indeed it is. So let's just give her some light layers. I'm just gonna go up 90 degrees from her head and do a little cut. And that's just gonna give it a nice little shape.
Yes, I'm really liking this color.
I do too. I can't hold you up. I do too. I do too. You got some static, but that's okay. Let's y'all turn this way. Okay, let's get some bang action. Going on. I'm just gonna do a little slide cut in the front, pull it backwards, and do a little point cutting into that, just to give a slight bang, very slight. We're gonna just a little bit better. We got some static, but that's okay. Did y'all know that you can spray a little bit of leave-in conditioner on your static in your hair and it'll get rid of it? Just a little bit. I'm curling her now and I'm done. Okay. So give a little squirt. So how much longer, Jamie?
The process.
It's a process.
The process.
It's a process. Oh, the static. Again, same old pattern. These sides. And we can do big chunks because it's already straight. We're really just giving it a little bump. You see, I'm just going through with my fingers. This is not. This is not a thing. He said, you gotta be kidding. There's no way you're still.
Sure is.
It is.
Sure is.
We're here. Let's give this little section a little spray. We're about to get to my favorite part. Like my favorite, after all the things, that comb out at the end is always like, oh, this is what we've been waiting for. It's always so pretty. And then of course we'll do a little final trim if we see any pieces that need to go. Hit these sides. Got all in one.
Yep.
Well, at least your hair will be beautiful.
Correct. Correct. You gotta be at work at 6:45 and we share each car. So we'll be up and out the house usually by like 6:30.
6:30 early.
Who you telling me?
I will not be out of the house by 6 o'clock. 6:30. I may be up at 6:30.
Do something. I'll sleep on Sunday.
The girls have their first dance recital on Sunday.
No.
All right. Let's see if they participate. They had their first mock audience. And they stood there and looked at everybody. Well, let's see. Let's see what Sunday brings.
Yeah. You never know.
No,
You never know.
you never know.
How long have you been dancing?
They started over the summer.
Okay. That's what I was thinking the other day is when I'm gonna get her started and stuff.
Well, we started gymnastics when before they were walking.
That's what I'm thinking about going ahead and getting her into some little gymnastics something.
So yeah, we started that and they enjoyed it. But when they aged up, the time didn't work with our schedule. So then we recently got them back into dance. But this class is tap, ballet, and tumble. So they do some gymnastics skills too, which, you know, these are little kids.
Yeah.
I just say keep them busy, learn to follow direction, you know.
Mm-hmm. I think my mama put me in stuff too late, so it was like, nah, I'm good. She put me in gymnastics early. I stuck with that for a little bit, but everything else, nah.
My favorite part, the comb out. Take a little bit of this weight out in here. Yeah, so thank y'all so much for tuning in with us tonight rather, for our purple bob.
Ooh, honey.
Right. So don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, all the things. Y'all be safe and have a good night. Bye-bye.